When you're buying a new RV, it doesn't matter if it's Class A or Class C, a travel trailer, a fifth wheel. You've got your like to haves, you've got your love to haves, and then you've got your deal breakers. And here on the RV Noobs, we've got your top 10 deal breakers when buying an RV. Come along for the ride. Let's go. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the RV Noobs channel. I am Mr. Noob. Mrs. Noob is, I believe, tending to the chickens. Maybe she'll make an appearance a little bit later. And if you have checked out our channel at any point, thank you, first of all. But you have seen that we are coming new into this RV life, and we're just trying to figure out all the nuances. But mostly, we're trying to figure out what RV to buy. We do not yet have any sort of RV. So we've done a ton of research. We've got it pretty much narrowed down. We know that we are probably either going to get a travel trailer or Class C. That's where we are right now. Most of our research at this point has been centered on travel trailers. We have done a ton of research online, of course, just looking over specs and options and features. We have been to maybe 20 different RV sales spots all around the area. And we've also done a lot of work looking into YouTube. Some of the reviews on there, we've watched a ton of reviews. A couple that we really like, that we actually recommend. One of which is Josh the RV Nerd up in Coldwater, Michigan. He's really good at reviews. But we really recommend quite a bit is Tyler Talks Travel Trailers. Mostly because we're looking at travel trailers, but he is outstanding. If you haven't checked him out, do so. There's a link in the description of this video that will take you directly to his page. We highly recommend all these different specs and options, features of a travel trailer that for us, some of them are our like to haves, our love to haves, and then we've got our deal breakers. Over the course of all this research, we found a lot of things that are nice, that are just not deal breakers, or we'd even love to have. And some of those might be things like the size of the TV, or maybe on the kitchen counter, they've got that knife holder already built into it, things like that. Maybe the awning size, maybe there's an outdoor spot for your griddle or whatever. Those are all cool. Those would all be great. But at no point do we look at that and say, well, that's a deal breaker if it has that or it doesn't have that. Those are just some nice things to have. And before we get into the actual deal breakers, first of all, thank you for coming to our channel. Like button, subscribe button, share, and most of all, comment. Because the comments we're getting from people have been amazing. People have been sharing their experiences, their life lessons, their life hacks. For us, being new, we don't know all these things, and they have been incredible. We have heard so many great comments that we look at that and say, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. So keep that up, because that has been extremely helpful. Now, before we get into those 10 absolute deal breakers, there's a couple of things that have kind of bothered me a little bit. Mrs. Noob hasn't been as bothered by it as I have. There are a few things that as we've looked at these trailers, especially when we see them in person, that don't make sense to me. You're gonna have to help me out on these. First of all, why do some makers put the spare tire underneath the trailer? Why is it underneath there? That doesn't make sense to me. Mrs. Noob says that that's fine, but the last place I wanna be if I've gotta change a flat tire on my RV is climbing underneath it to try and get it loose and take it off to replace it. And I know some of them have easy access in terms of loosening it and getting it down. You still got to climb underneath there. Am I going to climb underneath there when that thing is unstable because of a flat tire? I don't like that idea. Put it on the back. Do they do it because it looks better underneath? You don't have to look at it on the back. Is it a weight distribution thing? I don't understand it. So if I don't understand it, you're going to have to let me know why some of these manufacturers do that. The second thing is, why do you have a ladder prep in the back? but no ladder. What's the purpose of not putting the ladder there? Are there so many of these great options out there of ladders that people have wanted to put their own on there? I don't get it. Is it a weight thing? Is it a price thing? If you're going to have the ladder prep, put the ladder on there. That's my thing. Maybe I'm missing something. And the same goes for the rear camera prep. It's all prepped, ready to go. You do it yourself. Well, why should I do it? Why do I want to go after I put all this money into an RV? Why do I then want to go spend hundreds more dollars in getting a ladder and a backup camera and such? That should already be on there. If you don't want a ladder on there, don't have the ladder prep. That's all I'm saying. Now, let's get to our 10 deal breakers. Be curious to know if any of these are deal breakers for you all. As I've said earlier, this is for travel trailers, and it could apply to other RVs as well, but travel trailers is what we've been looking at. They're in no particular order, except for the first one and the last one are really big deals for us. So I'm going to kind of go from 10 to 1. Number 10, the weight. If you've watched any of our videos before, again, thank you for doing so. We have a Durango that can pull up to 6,200 pounds. If there is a travel trailer that is not compatible with a 6,200 pound towing capacity of our Durango, deal breaker. That's really simple. And I think it's also helpful. Maybe we should have gotten something a little heavier when we purchased a vehicle so that we could have a wider choice. There's already hundreds and hundreds of towable RVs. I can't imagine if we didn't ferret out everything that is above our weight, our cargo capacity, or our towable capacity. Because those that are in our capacity, there's still hundreds. So imagine if we didn't have that lower threshold for weight, how many we would have to go through to get there. So number 10 is weight, and that's an obvious one. The number 9 deal breaker for us is a water heater that is not tankless. Deal breaker. When I'm ready to take a shower, I don't want to have to wait 15 minutes for the tank to heat up. I just want to be able to get that on-demand water. And then when I'm done, Mrs. Noobs, when she wants to take a shower, she doesn't have to wait another 15 minutes. And we don't have to worry about running out of water when we're taking a shower. So that one for us is a deal breaker. It's got to be tankless. Number 8 for us is a non-walkable roof. That is a deal breaker. And really, to be honest, I'm going to give you a little bit of a hot take here. If you don't have a walkable roof on your RV, you're an irresponsible RV owner. I said it. If you're going to shell out that kind of money for something, get up on that RV consistently, clean it, check for cracks, check for seal breakage, all of that stuff. That's what we've learned. If you take care of the RV will take care of you. So we're going to make sure we get an RV with a walkable roof, and you should too. I'm just saying. Tell me a good reason not to get one. Is it price? Is it weight? Is that why people don't get one? Come on, you got to get up on that roof and you got to inspect that thing constantly. Number 7 for us is if there is an AC that is not ducted, deal breaker. When we rented a travel trailer on our first ever trip, if you haven't had a chance to check that out, check it out right up here and you're going to be able to see, or it's right up here, wherever it is, there's going to be a link for our first ever RV trip. But when we did that, we did not have ducted AC. So we just had the unit right there. And you turn it on and it's loud. It does the job for sure, but it's loud. Not just because it's loud that it's kind of annoying, but at nighttime, if you have that on, you can't hear what's going on outside. You can't hear if somebody's trying to get in. You can't hear if somebody's trying to steal your power stuff or anything that you had left outside. Don't leave anything expensive outside, but who knows what could be going on out there. So we need a quiet and a ducted AC in our RV. Otherwise, man, that's just a deal breaker. Number 6 for us is if it's single axle, That's a deal breaker. It's our first ever RV. We're not experienced at this. So we want a dual axle travel trailer. It's safer, it's smoother, it adds weight for sure, but for safety, for us, for noobs that we are, double axle is the way to go for us. Number 5 is if an RV, and in our case a travel trailer, has limited countertops, deal breaker. We like to cook. You can see, I like to eat. So we like to have that space. Plus we are both coffee drinkers and our coffee is very different. I like just a little Keurig cup, the little 1-cup makers is perfect for me. Mrs. Noobs, she likes that strong coffee. She likes putting 7 scoops of coffee for her 1 cup of water. So she needs a real coffee maker. So that's 2 coffee makers that are on there. Plus, you know, if you watch that other video that we had the last time, we have a rice cooker. Just things like that. We need the countertop space. And when you're prepping food, you just want to have that space to be able to do what you want to do on there. You just don't want that one little counter spot right there. Sure, there are ways to overcome that with tables or all that, but we don't want to have to do that, right? So countertop space, that's a big one for us. That's a deal breaker. All right, these next couple are going to have a little bit of a theme to it. So number 4 is if we have an RV, a travel trailer, that the only place to sit in there is a dinette, that is a deal breaker. Look, I'm a little bit of a bigger fella, right? I'm 6 feet, 220 pounds, 40 pounds. So I need a little bit of space when I'm sitting down. And those dinettes are a little bit tight, right? That's fine if you're just sitting down to eat. But if that's where we're gonna be relaxing, and that's the only place we have to relax inside, that's a deal breaker for me anyway. I've got to have at least some sort of couch, maybe the Murphy bed that's a couch, or if you have the theater seating, things like that. For me, that's an absolute deal breaker because just can't handle trying to relax with only a dinette. Number 3 has a little bit to do with the size of the bathroom, but really, if a shower has a shower curtain, deal breaker. Sorry. For me personally, again, because I'm a little bit of a bigger fella, a shower curtain, I'm sticking to it. Anytime I turn, the thing sticks to me and water goes flying out and gets everywhere. Can't have a shower curtain. It's got to be a shower door. And the newer styles have those nice little sliding shower doors. Those work great. Even if it's a smaller shower itself, if you got a shower door, good. Shower curtain, not happening. Now, number 2. This is a absolute deal breaker for me. For Mrs. Noob, she says not a deal breaker at all. But the number 2 is, for me, if you've got anything other than a solid step, I call it the hanging step. If you've got one of those, for me, that's a deal breaker. When I see that hanging step, and I know it's psychological, it's not physical, it's not science. When I see that, I feel like the second I take a step onto that thing, I'm gonna step on there, again, bigger fella, 220, 40 pounds. If I take a step on it, that thing's coming down right on top of me. It's not gonna happen, obviously, but it's a psychological thing. So for me, the solid steps, you gotta have it. If not, it's a deal breaker. Mrs. Noob says not a deal breaker for her. So we might end up with those hanging steps because as we all know, happy wife, happy life. And now we've come down to the number 1 deal breaker for us as new RV owners, especially when we're looking at travel trailers. But this applies across all RVs for us. If an RV has an east-west bed, absolute deal breaker. And I'll be honest, east-west beds might be for crazy people. Who wants an east-west bed? It doesn't make sense. So immediately when we're looking at floor plans, if it has an east-west bed, we're out. We're not doing that. So it's got to be north-south. Now there are some travel trailers where maybe the slide is the bed and it's east-west and then you can get around to the other side. That's great. But we make our bed every single day. 25 years in the military. Plus Mrs. Noobs, she's just that way. She's a neat person, right? We have to have that bed made every day. We can't be climbing on the bed. And also, nighttime, getting in and out of the bed while the other person is there climbing over. Come on, that's for crazy people. An east-west bed is an absolute deal breaker, #1 on our list. A lot of people might say, well, what about the price? Price, sure, that's a deal breaker, but there is no sort of set line. It's not like we say, if it's over this amount, then it's a deal breaker. We're not doing that. We're just going to find what we like and try to get the best deal possible. So I can understand for some people if there's a certain threshold where you won't go over, and anything over that's a deal breaker. Makes a lot of sense, but that's just not one of those things for us. Those are our 10 deal breakers, plus a few likes to haves, love to haves, all of that. Please take a moment to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video, and comment. We need those comments. Tell us what we're missing with these deal breakers. Tell us that maybe we're crazy if one of our deal breakers is not on your list. Appreciate everyone who has checked in with the RV Noobs channel. We are new to this whole game, and man, it's been a lot of fun getting to this point, and we're so close to figuring out exactly what we're gonna get. It's a beautiful day here in Baltimore County. Sure wish we were out RVing somewhere right now, but we've got a couple of trips already planned. Not with our own, we're gonna have to rent, but man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. So, hey, we'll see you on down the road somewhere. Let's go.